Sometimes, a house is not just a home. The Hostess House is a charming destination full of history and elegance. Inside every corner are hidden stories. Sharon Wilson, a volunteer and board member at the Hostess House for 15 years, explains how the old can become classic.
The men in Marion had their clubhouses to go to, and the women were a little bit jealous, and so it was their idea to pick this house so they could be the hostess at this house and not have to get all the preparations ready themselves.
From there, a tradition was born. After being abandoned in the 1940s, a group of Marion women joined together to revitalize the house's once active atmosphere. The spirit of these women remain today in the Hostess House. After recent renovations, Sharon was eager to show how the old has blended with the new.
This we call the Golden Room, and it was originally the dining room of the house. This table that is here, a lot of people ask if this is an original table to the house, and it is not. And the mirror is not original either. This came from the Indiana Theater downtown.
The volunteers of the Hostess House have even repurposed the old rooms as business continues to grow.
Well, we call this the Blue Dining Room today, but originally it was called the West Parlor, which was actually a library for the Wilson family. We decided about 10 years ago that we needed more space for our diners. It was a lounge before that with sofas, and people could just gather in here comfortably, but we just changed it into a dining room.
But even as the house changes, its history will never be forgotten.
This is called Peggy Study. It was always called Peggy Study. It was never used as a bedroom. There has been much written about this room in several different books, and so we were able to replicate the look of that room. She was the young bride, 30 years younger than her husband, J. Wood Wilson, and he built this home for her as their wedding gift. This gives you a really good idea of what it was like in 1912 to live in this house.
As the history lives on, the Hostess House's classic taste generates an entertaining atmosphere for the Marion community to enjoy.
One of the goals of the Hostess House is to be a cultural center, and we do have a lot of events that are culturally motivated. And so those things continue today. As I mentioned before, we have our watercolor classes going on, we have book clubs that meet here, we have speakers and lectures, and lots of things of that nature.
With all these changes over the years, the Hostess House has turned into a living landmark of the Marion community. For Crossroads, I'm Emily Walker.